Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. In this video we are going to take a look at the part 2 of the worldwide download celebration that was recently released for DBZ Dokkan Battle Global. And there's plenty of content that comes with this part 2, so we'll start right off the bat with the missions for part 2, and then we'll go into the various events that were brought out with part 2. So obviously just remember that the part 1 missions are still active. We'll go through them slowly down the list, and then we'll go look at part 2. There's been quite a lot of content released for part 2, so we will go through all of it, but just remember that you can still complete most of part 1's missions. So if you have just joined in, don't panic or anything. You can still get all the rewards pretty much for the event, for the big campaign going on. Just make sure that you double down and focus on what you want to get done next. They always leave plenty of time, so try not to panic too much. But you can see here that these are all the part 1 missions. So let's move on to the part 2 missions. So part 2's missions are pretty straightforward. There's no stamina requirements for them, so they're a lot easier. There's clear a stage under special conditions 3 times, twice over. That's for sworn enemies and Planet Namek Saga categories. Then there is recruit 1 character, Dokkan Awaken a character, use a support memory and clear a stage within 2 minutes 5 times, or which are relatively easy, equip a skill orb and finish a stage, along with clear any story events 7 times. We then have various Extreme Z battle related options, which are win any Extreme Z battle once, twice and 7 times. You can do this by completing either 7 stages of the Extreme Z battle or by finishing everything else. And the missions are pretty straightforward from then on, and you get roughly 20 stones from finishing all of them, so really quite easy. You can see here that we have, of course, clear a stage under special conditions, and that is legendary existence, and then we have one for finishing it with sworn enemies. So pretty straightforward stuff. The next thing that we'll take a look at is the various events. Obviously quite a few events have come out for the second part. There's been an update to some events, and there are new events that have been added. So let's take a look at those now. So we can see, there we go, the worldwide special celebration part 2 missions are up, and a new legendary banner featuring Gohan and Krillin, dual combo LR and a Vegeta LR will be up in 4 days once the discounts on the current banner are finished. We then have the sharing 350 million Dragon Stones event, which is a worldwide campaign tied to the Full of Crisis Belma on Duty event, which is a new event that you can do once per day for 10 stones. We'll take a look at that later. Then there is a new dual team campaign for some missions, some personal missions that you can do that will help you to achieve some Dragon Stones as well. We also have a new challenge event called Breaking the Siege, which is a multiple unit fight event that features fighting against multiple Frieza Force enemies. And then we have an Extreme Z Zenny campaign to help out new players who can't afford the Extreme Z Awaken costs of the Ginyu Force. And we'll take a look at that in detail as well. And then of course we do have some new events. We have a new story event, the Saiyan in Rebellion. That is a new event, along with Grand Elder Guru's Guidance, a once attempt per day mission that will help you raise your link levels. We also have updates to the Ruler of the Universe event, Legendary Super Saiyan, and the Ruler of the Universe event, Emperor's Intentions. There's also been 2 new stages added to the Ginyu Force EZA area, and Goku's EZA will be coming out today as well, along with stage 2 of a epic collection of battles. So a lot of content that's just come out, and quite a bit to chew your teeth on for the next week or 2. So we'll start with some of the campaigns. The first campaign is the 350 million Dragonstone campaign, and basically you get 10 Dragonstones whenever you complete the new Bulma mission every day. But these missions will be limited to 350 million Dragonstones worldwide. Now obviously just make sure you do the Bulma mission first thing every single day, and you shouldn't have a problem. You should receive as many stones as everyone else, because remember, no one can try it twice in a day, so just do it as soon as you wake up and upon reset. The next campaign we have is Breakthrough Enemy Lines Worldwide Showdown campaign. So based on whether Global or JP kills the most enemies, we will get a certain reward. That reward will either be Bardock or it will be Frieza First Form. Now both of these cards are gift cards. They don't necessarily look that great. I mean, they look good, but we can never really tell how good these units are because they don't really get Dokkan Awakenings or anything crazy like that. But they look interesting, and it's always fun to have a little bit of a competition. So if you win, you get Bardock. If you lose, you get Frieza. But we all get the wallpaper and the stones. So realistically, we're all winners here. And there's quite a few stones and quite easy missions. So just kill 40 enemies and you should get like 10 stones, which is really good. And a great amount of rewards. So that's really awesome. And yeah, just really cool in itself. Then, of course, tied to that, we do have the Extreme Z Awakening campaign, and this is the final big campaign that's currently up for part 2. And basically, if you Extreme Z Awaken some units, and if you Extreme Z Awaken the Ginyu Force, you will receive your money back. You get 30 million for each Ginyu Force member that currently has an EZA, which basically covers your costs there, and you also get bonuses for Extreme Z Awakening a unit, so you get 30 mil on top of that, which is really awesome. This helps out because a lot of new players obviously are struggling for Zeni to Z Awaken, so this is a really nice addition of them. It really helps out a lot of new players, and I think it's really awesome. So that being said, we'll take a look at the events. Obviously we have the Furious Charge event. This event we'll take a look at in more detail later on, but it's a somewhat challenging event that requires you to build teams that can take out multiple units in a stage. The units will build up their resistance over time and are weak to Pure Saiyans, so you're going to want to build somewhat of additional or AoE orientated Pure Saiyans teams. Once you manage to do that, you shouldn't have any real problems, and you should be able to take out the enemies, but it's just going to depend on what your team build is. Otherwise you should be more than fine. That being said, of course, it is still quite a difficult stage, so yeah, be prepared for various team builds there, but we'll take a look at it in detail. Then we have the Full of Crisis Bulma on duty. This is Bulma's daily mission, and you get 10 stones per day, along with Grand Elder Guru, which is the level link event, and the 2 new stages for the Extreme Z area, and the updates to the Emperor's Intention and Legendary Super Saiyan events, which we've been through already. And then just to quickly recap all the events one more time, obviously we have the Saiyan in Rebellion mission, which is a Fate of History. This brings a new free-to-play Krillin, who you can find here in stage 4, and he looks like he's going to be pretty interesting. Remember, the new event brings a whole bunch of new stages, which brings a whole bunch of new stones. Similarly, the updates to the Emperor's Intentions and Legendary Super Saiyan events bring 3 new stages each, which is 6 stones, plus the ability to Dokkan Awaken those units. There's the Bulma mission and the Guru mission under the Growth tab, and if you're like me, just make sure that you did your final attempt for this Warriors to the Max. It's going away today. That being said, there are of course a couple new other things that will be under the Challenges tab. So if we go to the Challenge tab, we will find the new Bardock Event, which is obviously the Breaking the Siege event, and this is that brand new event where you fight multiple enemies. We then also will have the update to the EZA area for the Ginyu Force. This is for Berta and Jace, I believe, and they are the 2 new additions to the Ginyu Force EZA area, so that's really awesome from that perspective as well. So you see the Extreme Z area, Berta and Jace, so pretty damn cool obviously, and relatively awesome. Then finally, that's pretty much it in terms of everything else. If you're wondering where the banners are, the banners will come in 4 days once the discounts on the current banners end. And yeah, Goku's EZA will release later today, probably by the time this video is up. But that's going to be it from me, guys. I hope you enjoy all the new content. Let me know how you're finding it in the comments down below. But until the next video, stay safe and bye.